Alright, Planet Zoo enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. Greyhammer here, and if my excitement levels are anything like mine, after the recent release of the America's Animal Pack, you're probably wondering the same thing I am. What magnificent creatures and features does Frontier have in store for us next? Today we're not just basking in the glory of the ocelot and the bush dog, we're peering into the crystal ball attempting to chart a potential course for Planet Zoo's future DLC, and even dreaming about what Planet Zoo 2 might bring. If you're new here and share my passion for crafting the ultimate virtual zoos, be sure to hit the like button, as it truly helps the channel grow. And of course, if you want to stay on top of the latest Planet Zoo predictions, builds, and discussions, don't forget to subscribe. Your support means the world. Let's get right down to the real reason you're here. With the America's Animal Pack having just dropped, a question mark hangs in the air. Was that everything? Was that the great finale for the Planet Zoo DLC? Honestly, I have serious doubts. While the America's Pack brought us some fantastic animals, it lacked a certain oomph, that groundbreaking new mechanic or truly iconic roster that often signals the end of a game's support cycle. Instead, it felt like a well-received addition, filling in some delightful niche picks and further enriching the already impressive animal lineup. Furthermore, let's consider the numbers. The America's Animal Pack was the 19th DLC release for Planet Zoo, which is practically screaming for a 20th DLC. Feels pretty unfinished. So if we agree that another DLC is likely on the horizon, the next big question becomes, when can we expect the announcement, and more importantly, when will we get our hands on it? I've been looking a little bit into Frontier's release patterns, and we can see a few potential windows. Typically, we see the DLC drop from around October to November. So we released here in April, and I've seen a lot on October. So kind of going on that theme, my gut feeling leans towards an October release for the 20th DLC. And we'll come back to this slide real quick later. But what could the theme for this DLC be? And this is where things start to get really interesting. Frontier's got a bit of a history of going out with a bang, delivering a heavy-hitting DLC to cap off their game support. In Jurassic World Evolution, they concluded its run with an Aviary Pack, finally giving us flying creatures. And then in Jurassic World Evolution 2, they surprised us with a hybrid species pack, truly unique and exciting species in that. Following this trend, I believe we have three strong possibilities for this final Planet Zoo DLC: a Meta Wishlist Pack, an Aviary Pack, or perhaps even an Aquarium Pack. And let's delve into each of these possibilities, starting with the Meta Wishlist Pack, which you've probably been looking at for a little bit now on my screen. For years, the Planet Zoo community has diligently compiled and voted on their most desired animals. By taking a look at the top 20 on this community wishlist, we can get a pretty good idea of what a pack might entail. Currently, this list includes the incredible creatures like the South American coati, the striking secretary bird, the adorable Goodfellas tree kangaroo, the vocal black howler monkey, the hardy muskox, the agile Joffrey's spider monkey, the vibrant golden lion tamarant, the elegant gray-crowned crane, the curious Patagonian mara, the swift black buck, the impressive walrus, the soaring great white pelican, elusive ocelot, the unique short-beaked echidna, the charismatic black and white colobus monkey, the large greater rhea, the fascinating shoebill, the social galata and colorful mandarin duck, and beautiful roseate spoonbill. Now that was quite a mouthful, a lot of species in there. Now, the America's Animal Pack already gave us the ocelot and greater rhea, and that leaves us with a tantalizing 18 potential candidates for this Meta Wishlist Pack. If it was up to me, my dream wishlist pack would feature the arboreal tree kangaroo, the resilient muskox, the commanding secretary bird, the playful coati, the acrobatic spider monkey, charming Patagonian mara, and of course the magnificent walrus. However, I wouldn't be disappointed with almost any combination plucked from this incredible list. The sheer variety and popularity of these animals makes a wishlist pack a very strong contender. Now, if Frontier goes in a different direction, we come with two other big giants of the community's desires, the Aviary or Aquatic Pack. Personally, I'm really hopeful for an Aviary Pack. Imagine the breathtaking displays we could create, showcasing the beauty and flight of birds from around the globe. However, I have to acknowledge from a development standpoint that an Aquarium Pack might be a more straightforward option for Frontier. The core mechanics for animal care and habitat building are already in place. Implementing aquariums might primarily involve adding a new type of barrier and way for staff to access those underwater environments, perhaps through a new gate variant. Because they already have deep diving, they already have a lot of the animations kind of already ready for this. Aviaries, on the other hand, present a much more complex challenge. They would necessitate entirely new animation sets for flight, perching, and interaction with the environment. Pathing and spatial considerations would be significantly different, just due to height. While the complexity is higher, the level of excitement and transformative impact on our zoos would be immense. I've actually dedicated 4 separate videos on my channel exploring the possibilities and dream species for both aviary and aquarium packs, so be sure to check those out if you want a deeper dive into those concepts. I'll link those up at the top. But let's zoom out a bit from the immediate future DLC and cast our gaze a little further down the line. And this is where we return back to that slide. I firmly believe that we can expect to see a Planet Zoo 2 sometime in late 2026, with a potential announcement coming as early as next April. This aligns with Frontier's typical development cycles, as Planet Zoo 1 was announced in April and released in November. What could Planet Zoo 2 bring to the table? Well, if they aren't implemented in this potential final DLC, I think it's almost guaranteed Aviaries and Aquariums would be core features of the sequel. Beyond these highly requested additions, there are a plethora of other improvements the community has been clamoring for, and let's get straight into those. Top among these are desperately needed improvements to pathing, which modders have sort of solved, but it would be nice to get them straight on in the game. The current system can be finicky and frustrating, often leading to unnatural looking and inefficient guest flow. The introduction of null staff paths, separate pathways invisible to guests, would be a game changer for creating realistic and functional behind-the-scenes areas. Furthermore, expanding franchise management options with more in-depth financial controls, research collaborations, and perhaps even inter-zoo trading would add a whole new layer of strategic depth into the game. See my improving franchise videos for a few options for those. Personally, one of the biggest changes I'd like to see in Planet Zoo 2 is a complete overhaul of animal hitboxes. Without Planet Zoo Plus mod, it becomes very difficult to create realistic habitats because the current system often forces us to create unrealistically large enclosures to ensure that those animal welfare is hit. A more accurate hitbox would allow for more realistic enclosure sizes and intricate builds, truly enhancing the visual fidelity and immersion of all of our zoos. Along with adding aviaries and aquariums, an overhaul of exhibits can make Planet Zoo much more believable. Adding smaller exhibits to more realistic sizes can add more life to your zoo, along with moving some of the smaller animals into exhibits like the sand cat and meerkats, animals like that. Walkthrough exhibits can be modified into different flight aviaries as well, and having some of them modular as well can make the system even more customizable, similar to Jurassic World Evolution. This could be used to make large flight aviaries for animals like raptors, along with large aquariums for larger sharks and rays. Looking at Frontier's other successful titles and competitors can also provide clues about potential innovations. From Jurassic World Evolution, the implementation of nature brushes would be a godsend for quickly and easily terraforming habitats, especially for newer players who might find the current tools a bit daunting. Ideally, these brushes would be a little bit more customizable, perhaps drawing inspiration from the modular and versatile brushes seen in Prehistoric Kingdom, allowing for some broad strokes and fine-tuned adjustments. The pathing system from Planet Coaster 2, with its improved flexibility and ease of use, could also be a significant upgrade for Planet Zoo. Alternatively, adapting a guest behavior system similar to Prehistoric Kingdom, where guests have their own navigable areas rather than being strictly tied to paths, could lead to a more dynamic and realistic crowd movement within our zoos. Finally, borrowing features like the scaling of building and scenery pieces for both Planet Coaster and Prehistoric Kingdom would unlock incredible creativity. Prehistoric Kingdom's random scale option is particularly impressive, allowing for creation of truly natural-looking rock formations with minimal effort. Another fantastic feature from Prehistoric Kingdom is the ability to swap textures on individual pieces. This simple yet powerful addition could drastically reduce the number of individual assets needed, streamlining the building process and offering far greater customization. Imagine being able to change the color and texture of a single rock piece instead of needing dozens of slightly different variations. So that's where you got it, my deep dive into the potential future of Planet Zoo. From the tantalizing possibility of a 20th DLC with a wishlist, aviary, or aquarium theme, to the exciting prospects of a Planet Zoo 2, with enhanced features like improved pathing, aviaries, aquariums, and inspiration drawn from Frontier's other successful titles. I now want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with my predictions for the next DLC? What features are at the top of your wish list for Planet Zoo 2? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, because I always like reading and responding to your perspectives. If you enjoyed this speculative journey into the future of Planet Zoo and haven't already, please give this video a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all my Planet Zoo content, from builds to predictions, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Happy zoo building!